Okay, questions, committee? Okay, going back to the list, Mr. Roby. And it looks like Troy Kearns and Audra Lang. Audna, I apologize. Or Audra.
I think I was. Let me just get my notes together. My name is Troy Kearns, Kearns. Good morning, Council. Like I said, my name is Troy Kearns. I'm here independently, not representing a company, cause, or any monetary gain. I was delighted to open up my mail today, first thing this morning, and get a violation for a burnt-out porch light. It kind of, gave me a little bit more reason to come down here. I'm in the business of selling real estate. I've sold about 2,000 homes in the last 4 years in Las Vegas. I sell REO foreclosures. I'm here to oppose Bill 174. I do not entirely oppose the bill because I don't know most of it in the breadth of knowledge. However, I want to specifically make my concerns voiced on the collection pages on 29 and 30. All you have to do to understand this bill that is being proposed is to pass by the polished professionals is to follow the money. This is a bill that is not to help the homeowners or make it easier to buy in an HOA. Hold on, let me see, my computer's freezing up a little bit here. It is to make it easier for the collectors to make their money. The section I am addressing is being passed so that collection companies can have the law behind them to collect fees that they had already been collecting unlawfully. I would be happy to share with the council ledger after ledger that I have seen where collection companies receive 65 to 95% of the money on a debt paid to the HOA that does not help the HOA's solvency, but does help the collectors make millions of dollars. I have talked with many HOA representatives, presidents, board members, and managers, and in their eyes, the collection companies are heroes because they get them the money that they are out most of the time at no cost to the HOA. That's right. The big marketing scheme of the collectors is that it will cost the HOA nothing. Who do you think puts on free classes for the HOA boards on NRS 116? The collectors. They are educating the board members on what is law or their interpretation of law. Why? Why do you ask? Because there is so much money to be made by collecting these fees, charging homeowners, investors, banks, threatening foreclosures, tacking on lien after lien, racking up thousands and thousands of dollars to collect, in most cases, a few hundred.
Audience, excuse me, sir, Troy. I know, again, as I said earlier, this is very passionate, and that's why we're spending a lot of time on it, and we will continue to do so throughout the session. But the appropriate protocols for committee meetings is to let the witnesses continue without applause or participation by the. No, and I know you didn't. I didn't see a sign there saying clap. No, I'm not saying that. But again, this is a.
I'm trying to stick to.
And it's I'm just no, and I'm not going to even count this in that 5 minutes. How's that? This is our time chatting. But audience, I'm
way under. I promise you.
Okay, no, we know where you are because we're clocking it on our computer here, sir. But this was just the place because we did have clapping, and I know, again, audience, that's why we're spending so much time. We know how important this is to everybody who has been so gracious to show up. But in hearings, as you would not do in the courtroom, we generally do not clap or get engaged in that way as a courtesy to those speaking and those listening. This is really serious information that we want to have the opportunity to hear all the way through. So I'd appreciate it. We respect your passion, but in this proceeding, we generally do not clap as witnesses are participating at the table. So again, we'll start the clock again, Troy, and we appreciate what you're sharing, and please continue.
Thank you. I would encourage the collectors and the council to take on 100 random ledgers to this board to have examined so that the council could see that the money is not going to the HOA but going to the collectors. And I will tell you, I'm not for HOAs either. But I do want to make sure that, if we are using it to help the HOAs, that we follow the money here. And if most of the money goes to the collection companies, how does this help the HOA solvency issues? It does not. The pitch to HOAs from collection agencies is simple. We collect your HOA debt at no cost to you. It's not a contingency. It's not to pay us X. There's no cost. That's in most cases. That cost, which is out of control and will be further out of control if passed, comes at a high price to homeowners and taxpayers. As an REO agent and one of the top ones in Las Vegas, Nevada, most of the foreclosures now are by GSEs, which are Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and also HUD. That's representing about 65% of the inventory right now. So the taxpayers are paying for it, not the banks. Once an HOA sends their bill into collections, they are in most cases not willing to deal with the homeowner, realtor, or agent for the owner. Once it's in collections, the fees jump from $200 to $2,000, just like that. And I'm using that from a personal example that I had. I have seen this on my own personal property, which was mistakenly sent into collections because of the HOA management company switching and not forwarding my check. And then I had to go and research collection laws and tell them I was disputing. If you pass this bill, you will be allowing the fox to guard the hen house. Yesterday, when someone mentioned there are close to 3,000 HOAs in Nevada, with a majority of these HOAs being managed by a for-profit management company. On top of that, some of these management companies have collection companies that they own under different LLC that provide as a service for their HOAs that they manage, all for profit, not for solvency of an HOA. If you pass this bill, you will not be giving power to homeowner associations. You will be giving power to the for-profit businesses that stand to make millions of dollars by seeing this bill passed. If you take a look at the people that are in favor of the bill, they are for-profit businesses that will gain power and money by seeing this bill passed. My final note is this. Right now, the way the law reads is that HOAs are allowed to collect 9 months of back due past assessments, collection fees, late fees, etc. But it cannot exceed 9 months. This was recently changed to 9 months from previously 6 months in October of 2009. Times the assessments, meaning that it can't, the assessment's $100 a month, it's supposed to be 9 times 100, so $900. And that's to include everything. It's not supposed to be this, plus this, additional this, times this cubed. It's 9 times 100. That's how the law reads. The collectors have been citing the Corbell case in order to enforce their unlawful fees currently to get around that. Mr.
Kearns, you are going to have to wrap up. We gave you a card down.
I've got 10 seconds.
Okay, wonderful.
The HOA collection practices in Nevada do not need to be given further power, but limited power. I plead with this council to follow the money and ask yourself why so many lawyers, businessmen, and for-profit people are trying to get this bill passed, and the opposition is homeowners and realtors like myself, and people sick and tired of seeing collectors trying to further their power and collect these fees that are not in the best interest of HOAs. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have another